Let's jump into this first story. And I'm using the Daily Beast on purpose. Because the Daily Beast, as you know, is fake news. The Daily Beast, let me slow down. Here's the story. Cops still can't explain agonizing hour-long wait to storm Uvalde classroom. Distraught parents can be seen literally collapsing into themselves and wailing in anguish as officers refuse to answer their pleas to storm the building. We hear about it all the time from conservatives. A good guy with a gun can stop a bad guy with a gun. Not when the police are being bad guys with guns, right? When they're using their authority and their power to stop a parent from going and saving their kids. When they went and saved their kids, one mother was able to go in and save her kids. Now I want to point this out. I'm using the Daily Beast because they are fake news. The Daily Beast is certified by NewsGuard as fake news. Proceed with caution. This website fails to adhere to several basic journalistic standards.
Shocker.
I mean, honestly, it is. Because you'd think the Daily Beast as an establishment outlet, they'd get cover from everyone. And they were called real news for a long time. No, they're fake news. You are fake news, Daily Beast. But when even the Daily Beast fake news is pointing out what was going on there and that cops weren't letting people in, we got a weird story. I mean, something's weird. I don't know what you guys think.
So look, I got to go to the Daily Beast too, because when I cracked the Russiagate code running the investigation for Chairman Nunes back in 2017, 2018, the Daily Beast outed me as a staffer and wrote a whole hit piece on me, which is unheard of when you're a staffer. You're not an actual member of Congress. You're just working there. And they called me a genocidal dictator. So I agree with you. The Daily Beast is fake news because I'm not a genocidal dictator. I'm just the son of a man who fled from a genocidal dictator regime overseas. Oh. So he was able to get me out there.
What dictatorship did he flee from?
Idi Amin in Uganda.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Why did they actually use the words genocidal dictator?
Oh yeah, and they called me Torquemada.
What's that?
Wow. The guy from the Spanish Inquisition who was a genocidal dictator who slaughtered millions of people.
And why? Because you were calling out fake news?
Well, because I was reporting that, we have proven Hillary Clinton, paid for it, the campaign. We were getting going and it was big news. And they were like, we're going to take this guy out. I didn't think anything would actually come of it, but then there's been a million pieces after that. But they started it. Fake
well, so what do you guys think about what was going on with these parents? This seems weird to me, right? Well, I will point out, some people have said, look, you don't want a bunch of angry and confused parents rushing into a building. It can get chaotic, especially if they're armed.
I had a moment of empathy when I was watching the video and I heard the screaming parents, where it was just like, if I was that, and all of a sudden I felt like because of bureaucracy, I don't have a chance to save my kid, and then find out that the kid was killed, is like, the cops are doing what they were instructed to do, which is don't let the people run inside. They might get hurt. They might cause more damage. But my God, when it hits the fan, it's like the rules are off when your children's lives are at stake, and you need to do what you got to do to save their lives. That was hard to watch.
Yeah, I was reading about this and I was like, I literally cannot imagine what it'd be like to stand there and think that my kid literally might die within the next few seconds if I wasn't to jump in and do something about it. And for the cops to stand there and to tell me not to go in, I would lose it. I wouldn't be responsible for my actions.
Yeah, I spoke with somebody earlier who said that he had some contacts on the ground, and the reason for the delay is that the shooter had gone into the building, and they were sort of establishing what their protocols were going to be for breaching, which is a little different than this story, because now we come to find out that police actually took the time to go in and save their own kids, but didn't allow parents to go in to save theirs, or didn't make any real effort to save anybody else's. And I think it's sort of a travesty. And this isn't the only situation that we've had with the school shooting where there was a huge delay in terms of a police response. With Parkland, police were told to stand down. There was a long delay before any action was taken. You got one guy in there with a gun, and then you got, dozens of people outside. It seems like there would be some sort of protocol in place that would allow them to be able to go in and do something.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with law enforcement, right? Coming from a law enforcement background, you want your cop, that's why they sign up, to go in there. You establish a perimeter, all that stuff, but if there's a school shooting, get some bodies in there doing something. And I think that's the biggest complaint. You got to wait for the investigation to come out because it's going to take forever to get everything right. But my biggest question is, why weren't there a couple cops in there right away? Why?